Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bharat. You're watching iGyan, and it's finally here. Actually, they're finally here. This is a video that a lot of you guys have been waiting for, and for India, I think it'll be one of the first. We have here the infamous bag from Apple, and today we're going to be checking out the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro. We're going to be checking out some MagSafe stuff. So let's quickly get into it. Let's quickly start with the unboxing and then we'll take a look at the devices themselves. So we'll start off with the iPhone 12. Like I said, this is in the product red color. This year around, the product red color is slightly different and a lot of people have spoken about it. We have it here in the official Indian packaging. It's the 256GB variant and it's priced at officially 94,900 rupees. So let's quickly go ahead and unpackage it. So the product red color, as you guys can see, is slightly different from what we are used to with the product red variants. In fact, for a quick comparison, I have somewhere here the iPhone SE, which was also in the product red, and you can see a stark difference in the color of both of these devices when you look at them side by side. But more importantly, no charger in the box for India as well, and I'm kind of okay with that. Almost everyone who owns an iPhone who's going to be upgrading will already have a charging adapter or a charging brick inside their house. And if you don't, then you can actually go out and buy one. But for most people, they already have some sort of a USB charging port. And in fact, a lot of people have been complaining about the USB-C cable that's inside the box. And I feel that that too is okay because it makes sense if you have a MacBook or any of the newer laptops or notebooks, which most people will have, I think, then you already have a USB-C port, and it makes more sense from a long-term perspective to have a USB-C port in the cable. So they could have shipped with the USB-A cable, and that would have been kind of okay, but also not the greatest thing. But the fact that they ship with a USB-C to Lightning cable, that's great. I'm not too sure about their whole eco-friendly support thing, but it does reduce the carbon footprint considerably, especially for logistics because of this thin package. It makes a lot of difference, so I'm all for that. Let's go to the iPhone 12 Pro before we get into looking at all the features of the device. Look at that. So right off the bat, you can see there's a massive difference in the textures and the way these phones look. You've got a glossy bezel on the Pro variant, whereas a more soft brushed sort of finish. Because this is an aluminum finish or an aluminum frame on the 12, you get a softer finish on that. The back of the 12 is glossy, whereas the back of the 12 Pro is matte because of the frosted glass. And more or less everything else is identical with respect to size and shape. And specs wise also quite a lot of similarities between the devices, but let's move on. So in both the phones you do get a SIM ejector tool inside the box along with a single Apple sticker and of course the USB-C to Lightning cable. So this is one of the coolest things I was looking forward to. This is the leather wallet MagSafe case. I would say it's a snug fit. It's not the snuggest fit on there, but it definitely holds on. I'm not sure if it's going to fall out as easily, but it's definitely on there when it's on there. When you tug on it, it's relatively easy to release it. And I guess that's the point because that's how you release the credit card from in here. So they've also given this. So the idea is that you keep it with your phone and then when you need a card, so you have a card in here like this. So when you need a card, you remove this and then you push out a card that you need and then start using it. So I think that's a cool idea. So this has the MagSafe built into the case as well. This is a clear case. And you can see the MagSafe ring is here. So if you want to attach another MagSafe accessory to this, you can do that from outside the case. It's actually a tighter fit on the case. It is much more secure on the case than it is directly on the phone, I guess, because of an additional ring of magnets on there. Now this is the case that I've been looking forward to. So really soft touch material. You got to love how Apple does cases. Really nice silicone. Again, MagSafe is built into the case. And if I just pop on this iPhone on it, a really nice, very precise fit. And then the MagSafe accessory goes right on top of it. So that looks nice. That's a really nice combination. I like it. And finally, the MagSafe wireless charger. Now this is basically super controversial because people are talking about the fact that it works with any phone that has wireless charging capabilities, and you don't really need MagSafe on your phone or the magnets for MagSafe on your phone for this to work. But let's look at it. So that's the MagSafe charger. Again, if I want to place it on the iPhone, it sort of quickly knows its position and it sort of snaps on, which is nice. It looks nice and it does it well. And then this is also USB-C and it makes sense. So here's what we're talking about. So this is an Apple MacBook charger. So if you have a MacBook, you already have a MacBook USB-C charger. If you have a previous generation iPhone, you have a USB-C charger. If you have a MacBook, you have lots of USB-C ports or Thunderbolt ports on it, depending on what MacBook you have. So I think it makes sense. Again, I'm sure a lot of people are there to disagree about it, but I'm sure a lot of people understand how it makes sense to include USB-C this time around. So for the iPhone 12, it's available in 3 size options. It's got 64 gigabyte, 128 gigabyte, or 256 gigabyte. The phone has a 6.1 inch OLED display, 2532 by 1170 pixel resolution. So it gives it a total of 460 pixels per inch. Now the display is one of the best displays in the market. It's an HDR display, it's true tone, it has a wide P3 color gamut, and also has haptic touch along with 625 nits of brightness and 1200 nits of peak brightness for HDR. The display also has an oleophobic coating. The phone is rated at IP68, which is fantastic for build quality, and the front also has the ceramic shield glass. On the inside is the Apple A14 Bionic chip. Now this is Apple's latest chip, and we're going to be testing it out in depth to see what it performs like. But more importantly, on the back you get dual 12 megapixel cameras. One is an ultra wide and one is a standard wide sensor. The ultra wide is at f2.4 aperture, whereas the wide is at f1.6 aperture. The iPhone 12 can record video at 4K at up to 60 FPS, along with offering optical image stabilization, and it also does slow-mo video at up to 240 FPS for 1080p. There is also cinematic video stabilization, something that Apple has spoken about. This is something that really smoothens out the video using a lot of software and hardware-based features, and that is available for up to 4K at 60 FPS as well, which is absolutely fantastic, which is something that everyone here at iGyan is interested in testing out. Now the front camera is a 12 megapixel camera with an f2.2 aperture, and it also does 4K video at 60 frames per second, as did the iPhone 11. Again, we're going to test these phones out in depth, take them through their paces, more importantly the cameras, overall performance. The display looks fantastic. And I have to say the form factor while holding the phone in the hand, it's actually quite a really nice finish. Now it is similar to the original iPhone SE or the 5S or even the 4 series, but it's different because the material feels completely different, at least on the stainless steel one. It feels a lot more smoother, a lot more finished, if you may. On this it seems very similar, but the phones are, I can't really explain it. If you've used an iPhone 5 and then when you use this, it may look like it's the same design, but it feels different. It's got a different form factor, a slightly wider footprint. It feels like a different phone. It doesn't feel like the same phone. Maybe because of the size, I'm not too sure. But irrespective, the iPhone 12 Pro is where all the action is and where all the money also is. Because they're like super overpriced in India. There was a whole article where somebody was like talking about going to Dubai, buying the phone, spending 10,000 bucks, and then flying back to India. In that case, however, FaceTime and iMessage will not work. But if you don't care for those, yeah, you can get an iPhone for cheaper if you fly to Dubai and get it. You can get an iPhone for cheaper if you have somebody from the US coming in, they can bring it for you. you can get a really good price on that. In India, the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max are considerably overpriced, whether it is the LiDAR sensor fee or whether it's Apple just thinking that they can charge that much. I'm not too sure, but it is slightly overpriced, not slightly, considerably. And for a lot of people, it is out of reach because of that price barrier. But now Apple does have their website up. They do offer some payment options. You can get an EMI. And I'm already getting messages. I will be popping in my SIM card into the iPhone 12 and then eventually the 12 Pro as well. So we've got the 12 and the 12 Pro both here. And I'll be testing out what these phones are capable of. So as far as the form factor, the design and the shape, everything is identical to the iPhone 12. You can of course see a third camera on the back here. But more importantly, the iPhone 12 Pro will have more RAM. It'll have the same display, the same form factor. New camera and more RAM essentially makes it Pro, and of course the steel frame that holds the phone together. So slightly premium materials, more RAM, one more camera, and more or less all the other features are identical. So you can more or less pick up an iPhone 12, and if you don't want the telephoto lens, you are very close to owning an iPhone 12 Pro. You don't really need 6 GB of RAM for iOS. 4 GB is more than sufficient, and it'll run mostly all games, all high-end applications that you can download on iOS devices. So that, I think, is more importantly what people are looking at. Now you can do this with your iPhones. You can place them like this. I'm not too sure if I should be doing it, but you can. I think I have a better idea, because now the top part of the iPhone is completely flat. Does it do it in a case? It doesn't do it in the case. Oh well, oh, it does do it in the case. Don't try this at home, especially with your Pro. Oh. It'll be good.
Stunts done by pros.
Stunts done by pros. Stunts done by pros shouldn't be attempted at home. Anyway, so you can do that with your phone now. Either way, we'll be testing it. I'm really curious to see how it performs, and we'll be coming back with a full review. If you have any specific questions, queries about the devices, do let us know. I'm sure you've seen enough videos already for us to go into anything more right now, because this is just when we've got the phone. So as you can see, one thing that I wanted to see was the Dolby Vision HDR option. That's already there. It's already enabled. 4K 60 FPS is there. You can see that the screen is quite fingerprint friendly. It's not as smudge resistant as I would have liked it to be. So consider getting yourself a screen protector, even though there is ceramic shield glass. Dolby Vision HDR video recording on the cameras, something that is there. But that's it. That's the first look at the new iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro. So that's it, guys. That was a quick look at the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro. Of course, our review videos along with some other content will be coming out shortly. Stay tuned for that. If you guys like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. This has been Bharat. I'll see you guys in the next one.